All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Market Pulse. Happy to be joined by Stephen again for this quarterly review. We're looking at Q4 2024. So we're excited to be back talking about the publication that comes out each quarter from Larry Adam and his team. As we always mention, there's multiple people on that team who work really hard to put this report together, and you're going to be able to get a full copy of the PDF that we're discussing. You can go straight to our website. We'll tell you how to get that before this video ends if you want to read the full entire article. But our Market Pulse videos here are just to give you a quick overview of the key insights and the key themes each and every quarter. This quarter, we're talking about market trends, we're talking about sector spotlights, and we're talking a little bit about some of the effects of global politics. So Steve and I are happy to be with you again. And Steve, welcome back to Market Pulse.
Thanks, Ryan. Always great to be here. Look forward to talking about the markets and what's happened, and hope maybe some things that will be happening in the future.
Yeah, definitely. So this issue has, kind of a lot for everybody. There's a little bit of everything in here. We've got a lot of kind of themes, but let's start with kind of a big picture overview. So this is a Q4 kind of a recap. We're coming off of, a big election. We just closed out 2024, end of the year. Markets, notoriously a little bit choppy at the end of the year. So let's talk about kind of the high level themes, the big picture. What's the tone? Let's kind of set the stage for 2025 in terms of high level where we think we're at.
Well, I'd say that right now we're optimistic. I think being more specifically, be cautiously optimistic. The markets look really good. The economy looks really good. But we do acknowledge that there are some challenges out there, that there are some geopolitical uncertainties. Obviously, we have the presidential election just happened. So there are a lot of things that could keep this interesting.
Yeah, definitely. It sounds like a little bit of a delicate balance. It sounds like, cautious optimism is sort of the operative theme there. But the report actually mentions kind of 10 key themes for investors going into 2025. Anything there that kind of stands out, or any of those 10 that you'd like to highlight, or just sort of kind of quickly mention? We'd have to go through each one, but is there any that kind of stick out to you?
Sure. Some important highlights include the Federal Reserve. Are they going to cut? How many times are they going to cut? The shifting focus in the energy market from oil to electricity demand, which we'll talk more about, and how equity markets might face more tempered growth after such a great 2024. So it's like resetting expectations while still seeing room for growth.
And what about from a sector standpoint? Any kind of sector standouts or sector quote unquote winners for 2025?
Going forward, technology continues to benefit from the AI innovation. Other sectors that we like a lot are industrials. Industrials really are seeing that tailwind from fiscal spending and the political changes. And then healthcare has really been an undervalued sector that we see a strong demographical support for healthcare. So these are really the top sectors that we're looking at. We probably call them the top of the class.
Yeah, love that. So here's something that's related. I think it's kind of in line with what you were talking about from a technology and AI standpoint. But in the report, they talk about the electrification of everything. What does that mean? What are we talking about when we say the electrification of everything? What's that all about?
Well, it just looks like the demand for electricity is definitely going up. When we talk about AI, electric cars, and just about everything else in the news, electricity is involved. We're expecting U.S. electricity demand to grow 2 to 3% annually, year over year through 2030, so the next 5 years, which is a huge growth in the demand for electricity compared to historical rates.
Awesome. All right, so let's shift for a minute to more of a global economic outlook. What are we seeing on the global stage? How does the factors that we talked about around the U.S. kind of play into that from a bigger picture?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Globally, the report highlights uneven growth. If you look historically, the last few years, U.S. has just greatly outperformed international stocks. The U.S. remains the strongest link, we think, in 2025. Other areas that we do like are Japan and India. We think they're poised for solid performance over the next year. But Europe faces persistent challenges. There's a lot going on in China that is concerning. So all in all, we really just think the U.S. remains at the forefront for investing the next year.
Let's wrap up with one final topic. What about the bond market? What's the outlook there in the bond market? We've talked a lot about, the economy and equity and politics, but what's the fixed income front looking like?
Overall, the bond market looks favorable from a short to intermediate term maturities. The big thing is what's going to happen with the Fed. Obviously, the Fed has affected bond yields. When we thought that we'd have multiple rate decreases, bonds started performing really well. As the more of the talk has been possibly 2 or less next year or for 2025. Those numbers, those yields kind of pop back up, especially on like that 10-year range. So we really think right now there's a lot of opportunity for income, but the longer term bonds, as you get out a ways, there's definitely some concerns, and if inflation kind of comes back in and we have to increase the Fed rates or anything happens, those longer term bonds could be in trouble. So it's another mixed bag, but again, very favorable towards those short to intermediate maturities.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like a packed issue. It's a game show theme this quarter. So if you like game shows, be sure to check it out. There's a little, the road trip is over and now we're into the game shows. So sounds like a great issue for everyone to grab a copy of and read. So Stephen, if someone wants to dive deeper into all of this, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, certainly the best is just to read the full investment strategy quarterly. It's a great piece that's put together. And so why we're talking about it, it's a really easy read, as you mentioned, talking about game shows this time, there's always a topic that makes it a little bit easier, takes it off the markets. But it's a very detailed report, but again, it's really easy to follow. I think if anyone has any questions that they want to discuss, more specifics on areas of the market, it's always, the best way to handle that's always just to give us a call, shoot us an email, and we can talk about what we think's going on.
All right. Great advice. Thanks so much, Stephen. And thanks to all of you for tuning back into Market Pulse. Don't forget to grab your copy of the full investment strategy quarterly. You can get a copy of that on our website. Go to thgrs.com, click on the financial wellness tab at the top, and then select Market Pulse. You can see past videos and you can download the latest PDF of the investment strategy quarterly there. You'll find a link each time. So thank you all very much. Take care. We look forward to seeing you next quarter on Market Pulse.
Thanks, everyone. We look forward to talking to you soon. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.